All, all right then. All right then. Hello everyone, and welcome to week 25 of From the Ink Up. I am I am your host Kaiser, back again for the 5,000th time here, and so with me tonight as my lovely co-host is.
Hi, I'm Toma. I'm a new commentator here for From the Ink Up. I'm delighted to be on the mic with y'all tonight.
Indeed, it's a pleasure to have you here. And so, all right, and as we should be starting, we shall hurry up this introduction and quickly get onto our maps. Here and with that, and for round one of groups, we are starting off on Clan Blitz Founder Heights.
Very interesting map, I think. A lot of teams, I think, are still trying to figure out Flounder, especially if they didn't play Splatoon 1. We've got, let's see, what's the team matchup here?
Last and old.
Mug.
Mug.
I was like, it's Mug and someone. I'll take a look at brackets. Mugs versus Squid Strikes here in round one.
We've seen Mug a few times before. They've also become, I believe in chat, I'm not looking at it, but I predict there's quite a few hype men for them already. Because there was a bunch last time. I'm not too sure about the other team.
Yeah, I haven't heard of Squid Strikes before. I think they may be a newer team. This may be one of their first tournaments. If luck, good luck to both teams. I'm sure that this will be a good game that we'll see play out here.
Yes, and well, and hi, all the Mug hype men who I imagine are in chat right now spamming Mug. I'm just
Mug is a fan favorite here.
They seem to be, even though they spawn from literally nowhere. I'm 90% sure Mug and all their fans just spawned in one day.
The Mug hype. I don't have the stream chat pulled up to see.
They all just spawned in.
Okay, here we are. We're gonna start the game now.
All right, and here we go into round one. On the side of what looks to be, okay. On the side of Squid Strikes, we're seeing a Hydra. We're seeing your more conventional backline of a Charger versus your more unconventional backline in this game of the Hydra Splatling.
Yeah, for sure. Hydra's a brave pick, especially with the E-Leader running around in this meta. It can be
especially on this map.
Yes, indeed.
And what happened to where'd the paint go? Hello, Luna. Okay, and the Luna.
Yeah, we're gonna see the Blaster get picked there.
A very fun kill on this map. This is apart from this map being incredible. Chargers is really fun for you if you're a Blaster. Just being able to jump around the walls like a playground, basically.
Absolutely, we're gonna see this Charger here kind of sniping to see if they can get a pick on that Hydra.
A very aggressive position for a Charger to take this early on, especially. And
it looks like our Squid Strikes may be kind of backed into a corner a bit here by Mug, as they're going to try to push in to get a plate go in. They've got a lot of clams built up, but they need to be able to make that power.
And we see a clam form on the side of Mug. Mug might try and go for it. And the blue ball finds two!
What a double down there. Wipe
out on the side of Mug. It is time for Squid Strikes to push up as this. I was gonna say, the basket on this map is quite interesting. You actually score from on top of that block.
They sure can, and there's going to be another wipeout onto the side of Mug here. Squid Strikes is going to be dunking in as many clams as they can. They've already got that lead down to 50 points over halfway, and they're still continuing to stagger Mug here at their own basket.
Yeah, and well, we see Luna attempt to take the rattle. Unfortunately, the shot was waiting, or the machine that was just waiting. Hydra investigated into this, but I think that might actually. Never mind. They are still scoring, but
Dave's doing a really good job here, keeping this basket open, going back to get more clams to keep this lead going. But it looks like it is going to end here as Mug is able to force them out of their base and back towards mid.
Yes, indeed. Put on the 14 in one push. That's a very good first push on this map.
Absolutely. they're going to be feeling pretty comfortable there, but of course they don't want to let their guard down because they could be one wipeout away from facing the same thing. As actually Mug gets a double kill here on Squid Strikes.
A very interesting use for Hammer. Can they find a kill? Unfortunately, you hate to not be able to see the Hammer kill.
Yeah, for sure. Those hammer throws can be kind of crazy and they can come out of nowhere on you. We're going to see them pushing up here, trying to get another kill. They do on the Hydra, but go down.
Goes down. So I would say that's not the best trade you could, that's not the best situation you could be in. The shot is trying to actually challenge the Charger, but White chooses to back off that Charger is in a very good spot for a backline to be more aggro in. And what's the? Oh,
and they go down here. I think to the Luna. Yes.
Yes, the Luna. I was also gonna note that is what I was talking about earlier with the stage being basically a jungle gym. You can definitely wall jump from wall to wall and get some very interesting shots if you are a blaster.
You sure can. This is great for the mobility that I think Splatoon 3 has brought to the table with Squid surging and Squid rolling.
Yeah, I definitely just wish that we had more of like the original Splatoon 1 like flounders, which I think would have made our new movement options even better. But I'm biased. I like Splatoon.
So I've heard. I actually didn't play Splatoon 1. I didn't have a Wii U, but I hear from all the Splatoon 1 veterans out there that they really like the different heights and
Fun Heights was way taller than Splatoon 1.
Yes.
The bloody what is it? The whatever this place is called, the square is now currently facing a housing crisis from them chopping off half the stage.
It seems that here Squid Strikes is able to get the basket open again, but I don't think they're going to be able to get through the penalty points here to score further.
I do not think so either, but the Hydra finds one.
It is backing up from that ink back, which is pushing very aggressively in its face.
And the junior just barely dodges getting hit by the actual shot. And you see once again,
Squid Strikes is still in a very aggressive position here, ready to push up and make another power up right there and continue to just get points here. It looks like they might have enough to get through penalty here, which they do. But will it be enough to knock out? Yes, it will. That was a good game played there. Squid Strikes really showed that they were able to get in there and hold space and just take control of that area underneath the basket.
Yeah, definitely. The opening, I definitely like to say how the Charger win for the face more aggro positioning. I believe that, this was the team that had. Was this team that had the Hydra or the Charger?
I believe it was Squid Strikes that had the Charger.
Okay, Crush, I've...
Mug, they have the Charger.
Oh, Crush and
Mug had the Charger.
Okay, then yeah. I definitely like start taking its aggro position, but I also think the Hydra it's not necessarily being afraid to put itself in the line of fire.
No, they definitely weren't, and it definitely paid off in some situations as they were able to get some key splats to move forward with their team. We're going to be getting ready to move into splat zones on Eeltail now. I'm interested to see if that Charger will trade off onto a leader now. As that, you're able to snipe clear across the bridges on splat zones, and especially you don't have the connection across the middle where you can get rushed down on. Very interested to see how this will play out.
Yeah, Eeltail and also Eeltail zones in general, as you know, the zone is fairly huge. It takes like 10 years to cap it.
It is a very long zone, and not necessarily in the best way since it's horizontal to the stage instead of like vertical along with it, so you don't have fire going across from the bridge that can just cover the whole zone.
Eeltail reminds me definitely very heavily of Old Reef, where it was one big zone on the bridge.
I do agree, Reef there was...
But we don't have bridge, and it's the other way.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
And we don't have missiles to move Chargers.
No, we sure don't. Or at least not in the same capacity of how strong the missiles were in Splatoon 2. And very spammable at that as well. That nerf we've seen recently really stopping the spammability of missiles.
Although that does leave T-Tech in its spot with its Tri-Strike, which can act as a pseudo-missile. It
Yeah,
doesn't.
T-Tech is a very good weapon, I think, right now. It's got the great, I mean, Shot has always had a great aggression in being able to push up and get picks, but having that tri-strike as well to be able to zone out areas and force backlines to move is
Indeed,
really
also
good.
has a splat bomb, which is if we were to put missile on it, would basically make it one of the best kits for Shot, in my opinion. Missiles and a splat bomb.
I agree for sure.
Although, K-Shot's kit was also almost perfect. Just depends if you like splat or suction bomb more.
Oh yeah. It was a crazy weapon in Splatoon 2.
I mean, Shot in this game still plays a similar role to what it did in S2. Just minus missiles.
True.
But yeah, beyond that, we're currently just waiting on Blue Damage Team 2 ready up.
Yes, we are. I mean, it looks like they are ready now, speaking of that.
Indeed, and here we go on the Splat Zone's Iltel.
And yes, we do see
And here
that
is
E-Leader
Leader.
coming out. And Squid Strikes
And
is
there's-
looking to
and
keep
there's
that
the T-Tech.
Hydra. So that's going to be an interesting matchup between their back lines.
And the T-Tech is here, in fact. So, we could definitely be seeing some things. And they actually have double Booyah on the side of Squid Strike.
They sure do with that Booyah, or the Booyah on the Hydra and the Machine. Those Booyahs will be, of course, really good for being able to get paint on the zone and force people out of it. We see
the Machine has almost finds the quad. Quad leaving just the Luna left in zone. But
the Luna's going to go down too. Kind of a delayed wipe there.
Yeah, definitely not ideal to start the game off with. But
no, Squid Strikes is going to be looking to take a very aggressive position here and try to start the lockout, but they have one member go down, the Machine. And we already have two members from Mug pushing up, and we got the Crab Tank, of course, coming out, the infamous Crab Tank, to try to pressure zone. Double Crab, yes, on the left.
yes, that is two splashes. Looks like that's two splashes, a Leader and a Luna.
Yes. The double crab comps could be really terrifying on these kinds of maps as you're trying to swim through the zone, and all of a sudden you have these two super fast rate fires onto you. The Machine's gonna go down here too. These splashes just trying to take the zone, but of course in a classic eel tail moment it really takes a long time to be able to cap this zone.
Yeah, it definitely reminds me a lot of actually, whatchamacallit, what was that stage called? Kelp Dome in Splatoon 2.
Oh, Kelp Dome sure did take a long time to cap. And it looks like Squid Strike, is going to be trying to cap zone here to try to do these last 8 points, and they wipe out. It looks like that's going to be the points for Squid Strikes.
And oh yeah, I should note this should actually only be BO free, not play all free.
That is true. That is our new format. So we'll be seeing these two games wrapping up with Squid Strikes taking the 2-0 over Mug.
Alright, yeah, that was a lot quicker than we were expecting it to be.
Definitely. They were good games. I think that Mug just needed to be able to find their footing.
Yes.
They weren't quite able to, but definitely a good resistance put up there. You didn't see them giving up. They were forcing their way back in. They almost retook it at a point, but just didn't have enough paint to finish off the job.
I believe it's just with how big Iltel is. Kind of ended up screwing that slightly.
For sure, but we'll be back in a little bit here with round 2.
I don't think we have teams yet for that, so...
No, I believe we'll be picking those up soon, but we'll start here soon on that with, let's see, Rainmaker on Undertow Spillway.
Oh boy. Oh. Alright.
Probably until we find another match.
Alright then. And with that, we shall be back shortly.
Okay.
Oh, Whedon.
Okay, so we're back for round 2. We're going to be starting with Manifest Destiny versus Meteor Shower on, I believe it was Rainmaker Undertow?
Yes, that should be it.
Okay. It's an interesting map. I think we'll see. There's a lot of close quarters. Not as much room to swim around as you kind of get congested in that bottleneck in mid. So there can be definitely a lot of back and forth action in that area right there as both teams try to make that first push and break away to the first pedestal either on the right or the left once they get some picks.
You're most, in my experience, most likely gonna want to go to the left side because trying to push right is almost impossible.
Definitely, if they're
Unless you want to get the early check.
Yeah, if you get one picked down, you can definitely push right if you have a man advantage, but left is definitely the safer option, especially once you pop again and you can take it across those grates where you have like the wall to kind of cover you from incoming fire.
Well, the thing about pushing right is A, you're right under their spawn, but B, you have to go across which is not fun.
True. You have to go
give it
across...
a countdown.
Oh. Let's see, we should be loading into the match then soon, I believe.
In 2, 1, go.
Okay, here we are. Okay, we got a stringer coming out.
There's a tri-stringer stamper.
On the side of Manifest Destiny, and then the Ballpoint Splatling, Brush, Junior, and Splash coming out on the side of Meteor Shower.
Unorthodox picks on both sides. Well,
definitely. Something you're only gonna see probably in lower levels.
Stamper and Wiper have both been becoming more and more popular as time goes on, but you still don't see much bow.
No, you don't, which hurts me as a bow main. Some people have been picking it up since it won a tournament in JP, but I think a lot of people are finding that it's pretty hard to use without a lot of practice on it. And we see the early wipeout coming here as they're gonna Manifest Destiny is gonna push to the first checkpoint.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've been playing Stamper since like the start, since like the test fire. So, not Stamper, Wiper. Oh, hello, Splash.
Oh yeah, they're gonna sneak around here, but they actually go down as Manifest Destiny is able to get them. They're gonna pick up the Rainmaker before it resets, and I think they're gonna try to take it across the uninkable portion here, as opposed to the grates.
Indeed, and the Stamper is not still trying to push in and apply some form of pressure.
Actually, get one with the pop. They're going to try to push it forward a little bit more, but they're really struggling on this uninkable portion, since there's just a lot of fire and no really way to move around or swim with that Rainmaker to avoid shots.
Yeah, I'm just kind of confused why the Rainmaker stopped moving for a second.
Yeah. Let's see, both teams, it seems like Manifest Destiny just has so much popping power here, is even in their own base, they're really just being able to hold that, but actually it looks like the Meteor Shower is able to get that pop in the end.
Yeah, Meteor, did the crab just jump in?
I think they did. They actually pick up the Rainmaker. They are canceling their crab. I think that was probably a mistake.
Yeah, I agree there. I wouldn't have picked it up.
Yeah, I think they're gonna jump it off the edge. I think that was probably an accident that they didn't mean to do.
Yeah.
So it's back in mid now, but Manifest Destiny is really holding strong here, putting a lot of ink onto the ground and giving Meteor Shower a run for their money in mid.
Yeah, with the amount of making it really hard for them to push back out.
Absolutely, and I'm sure, Manifest Destiny right now must be feeling pretty comfortable that they can play a pretty slow game since they pushed it all the way to 18, and they can really focus on getting the push that they want to.
Have said no, and we're already right back through.
They do. Oh my gosh, they're going down. And it's a wipeout. That is crazy right there. As Manifest Destiny's gonna get the dunk and take the first game.
What?
Wow.
What a Rainmaker shot.
They were really able to just pick that up and run. I wasn't expecting that. Honestly, I thought that they might play a bit of a safer game with a push to 18, but they said, no, we want that knockout.
I'm just really impressed with the rain shot onto the pack.
That was a good, really good Rainmaker shot there.
Alright, and with that, a very surprising game.
That was a very surprising game.
With that, we are heading on to Clam Blitz Hammerhead.
Yes, we are. I wonder if we'll see another similar kind of knockout there. Certainly now, of course, with the best of two, or best of three. Yeah, not best of two. Best of three going on. Meteor Shower is really going to be under a lot of pressure to be able to pick up a game here so that they can continue their set.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, okay. Well, as I was gonna ask, what are you expecting to see come out from this?
You know, they're pretty. The way that the comps came out with pretty unexpected weapons. I'm not sure how many switches we'll see because I think that those. When I see lots of these types of teams in low-level tournaments, they don't like to switch up their comps as much because they usually generally are trained in their unorthodox weapon choices. I say that myself as a tri-stringer main who uses it on a lot of maps that people may not expect because I've put so much time into the weapon. And I think you see that a lot in low level, where they may not have such a wide weapon pool or not be playing the meta picks that you would expect necessarily on a map.
Yeah, I can definitely say I've seen that a lot, considering I come from, I say, the upper dibs. So if I'm really accustomed to having people like switch off weapons, even if they like it, to just adapt and flex around.
Yeah, for sure. But we should be getting into this game here, hopefully rather shortly, as they make adjustments to their teams. And
well,
yeah.
Well, unless you're a K-shot in S2.
And you never switch off.
Unless you're me, who went to K-Pro.
Oh goodness. Okay, and we're gonna load in here now.
A brief countdown later.
Yes. Onto Hammerhead Clam Blitz. Oh, we actually see.
I have a lot of things I could play double roller.
Yep, we actually do see. I think the Stringer switched for VDS, and there's a Dynamo now, and the ballpoint out for Hydra.
And we have a Carbon too.
We sure do. Actually, a lot more weapon changes than what I was expecting to see. But it's nice to see a lot of different weapons getting play in these low-level tournaments.
Yeah, and with the Hydra, and with the Hydra has, looks like the Hydra did help find two picks. C Junior putting out its Waybreaker.
They sure did, and we're gonna see both these teams kind of dancing around. We do have a Power Clam out that they're gonna be looking to move forward on the side of, I believe that is Manifest Destiny, as they're kind of backing.
Rio actually found 2 kills.
Yes. They actually may be able to have a chance to push forward here, as we see this Carbon Roller kind of dancing around this block and getting their Inkjet Inkzuka taking one out, not Inkjet. And they're gonna back off for that Wavebreaker. Wavebreaker is another good special that I think we see around a lot. It really forces people out of areas like that. And the Zipcaster is gonna come in, but just get shredded by this Hydra. Very nice.
It did almost find the kill, just wasn't close enough.
Got the assist. Their friend was there to protect them. We love to see teams supporting each other like that. And we're gonna see the Booyah coming out at the same time for both sides.
And the Dynamo!
This Dynamo's gonna go all the way up. It gets picked off by the machine before they can get up in. And it looks like Manifest Destiny is now pushing into the other enemy base. And they might get this. Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, they missed the Power Clam.
But I think the machine might. The Booyah, and nope, they won't be getting that ball, but they will actually be investing in Booyah.
They sure will if both the Power Clams break. They're pushing in, but not a Clam there to grab. Slightly more work for them in that case. For sure, and then Manifest Destiny is coming back in again, it looks like now, with a new Power Clam, but they're just, nope.
Everyone's
they're
just
trading back in front and for the basket, but no team is able to just get that push in or out that they need. With the Tri-Strike coming out here, this may be the opportunity that they've been searching for, and Manifest Destiny does get the score.
Zipcaster comes out, fine.
Just looking for Hydra, and that's a wipe
Hydra
out.
gets the wipe out. But
Manifest Destiny doesn't look like they have the clans to follow up here.
Yeah,
though.
they just don't have the clans right now.
Looks like they got 4 from mid, but they're not gathering them at the rate they need to keep this basket open.
Yeah, the clans are coming in so slowly that I think the basket might actually close.
Yes, it looks like it's going to be here, but to 53 is not a bad push for an opening.
Not bad, yeah, but on Hammerhead.
With one wipeout, you can push over and take that whole plat from them and keep scoring. So it's definitely not a safe lead, but it's a good lead for the opening nonetheless.
The first one just kind of screwing the dynamo.
Alright, say as the opening, as we have a minute and 45 seconds left in this match, so
yeah, the
we'll
opening
see if these teams are able to...
Oh,
and the Inkzuka gets a double there.
Yeah.
But they're just not able to push forward as they go down to the burst bombs again, and we're just going to see Manifest Destiny go in with the power clam, but die, unable to get that ball in.
And the Stamper is just after the Hydra.
It looks like their teammate was able to save it for them, though, and now they actually have two as they're gearing up to make another push, which actually may be better than getting the one clam in by itself.
Yeah, but the Hydra has found one of the balls. They're gonna invest Booyah into this, but the Booyah's right, the Hydra.
The Booyah's gotta go down after landing and just getting forced around, and a wipeout again.
A wipeout. Ow, it's a meteor shower, meaning... Well, I would say score, but if only 3 clams, yeah.
Well, they will get a pity here. We'll see what they can do with it, but the pity alone is not going to be enough for them to take this game. They need to really take space and find those clams to be able to make a push here at the end.
Yeah, we're definitely getting to the point where it's now or never.
Absolutely. Both teams are kind of struggling here in the mid-ground, but it looks like we're trading 2 down, and we have Manifest Destiny. It looks like gearing up to make another push as they force the last member of Meteor Shower down into the bottom part of their base.
Indeed. And with that, within the last 20 so seconds of the match, we are seeing, once again, another score, and the CDS just kind of holding their plat. With a pity, we're going...
Manifest Destiny doing just a great job here, showing that they can, you know, not necessarily make the biggest pushes in the world, but they can continuously push and keep up the pressure and make power clam after power clam and just pester the enemy by continuously opening that basket.
And
as it looks like that's what they're about to do again here.
They're about to do.
And they do.
I was going to say potentially an overtime push, but nope.
Nope, Manifest Destiny got in there and shut that down, showing again that they just know how to take that space and get those kills to make that push. A good game on both sides as they once again take the 2-0 in set 2.
Yeah, I know. And well, with that, that's another group. That's another part down.
Yes, it is. Lots of 2-0s today as we will be waiting on the other scores to come in to start our third round.
Alright, and with that, we shall be back for round 3 shortly.
Okay, hello and welcome back to round 3. We're getting ready to start on Tower Control Sturgeon Shipyard with Avian versus Tentacult.
Yes, and
Look-
yes, TC Sturgeon. I have a couple memories here.
Yes.
One
Sturgeon
of
is one of the returning maps from Splatoon 2, obviously. I think to a little bit of controversy. It's one of those maps that I have seen a lot of people either love or hate, but not
It
have
wasn't
much
Moray,
of a neutral
so
opinion
good.
on.
it wasn't Mori, so it's good in my books.
I personally loved it. I love to sit up on the snipe and just get free fire down into the mid.
It's not Mori, so it's fine in my books.
That
Watch
is
Moray-
true.
watch
Moray
Moray
Towers,
come back
please
next
do not return to us.
Or watch it come back next season.
I would cry.
I would.
I do.
I would continue. I would continue to quit the game.
You know what? But I'm picking up E-Leader, so maybe I can just skill issue some people from all the way across the entire map.
I am the most. I am the most aggressive forge in the world. I don't fear chargers.
Yeah.
I really should respect them more, but I can just skill issue them, I guess.
It looks like our teams are getting ready here as we got the countdown to go into this match. Okay. Coming in, let's see the weapons. On the
Leader.
side of Avian, we got a leader, T-Tech machine. And on side of Tentacle, we got the Junior Gluga Blaster and Explo. That's an interesting pick.
Yeah, we're seeing a very sound Splatoon free comp against an orthodox Splatoon free comp.
Absolutely. We see that the Blaster is already down on the side of Tentacult, as Avian's gonna try to push in here. Try to get a pick. They're just gonna trade off in the middle, and it looks like Tentacle's actually now trying to get control of that space. But the ink is just flipping back and forth both ways as these teams push at each other.
Indeed, and Blaster has found one pick, and I have no clue how that guy died.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. There's a lot of ink flying around. It could have been a number of things.
I'm surprised. For all I know, it could have been an ink mine.
Yes, it sure could have been. It looks like the Blasters
I mean,
are gonna get
Blaster,
2
she's putting in work.
picks. They sure are, but it looks like the tower might get flanked there as Tentacult goes down on the push.
Yeah. You said that right as the leader finds a pick.
Yes. And now it's Tentacult who's gonna have to push back into mid with we see like this machine here starting ready to take out these Tentacult members that are gonna be coming back in. But again, just one goes down on the side of each as these teams kind of seem to be just evenly trading off. No team really able to get a super great advantage here. But with
And
2
the blue-
picks
you get
down on
multiple from the
Tentacult, we need to see Avian here take a push.
Stealth jump exploit.
And then it's just traded back with 2 picks on the side of Avian.
Yeah.
Tentacult now taking advantage of that and pushing. Will they get that leader? It looks like they're really weak, but goes down.
What even killed them?
It looks like that leader got a nice trick shot onto them, but Tentacult is able to push the power to 53 here and get a little bit of a nice lead, but they are down just to that Explo now, so they're gonna have to back up and give their team space to come back in.
Yeah, and this is now Avian's turn to begin their push.
Yeah, they got that crab tank on Snipe, putting in a lot of work
Well-
as the tower is pushing on the right-hand side. Got the Booyah Bomb coming in, but doesn't quite get the kill on Explo, and Explo is able to shut down that tower.
We're seeing a very interesting standoff between the Expo and the leader.
Yes, you are. And the machine is on the Snipe, too, taking advantage of those grates where that Explo shot isn't going to explode on them.
Ah yes, great. The number one enemy of Expo.
Yes, it sure is. But now Avian's taken a very strong offensive position here, crabbing and getting Booyahs in their base, being able to take the lead here as they look to try to get a wipeout as they're going to try to stagger the team
They
here.
should really be able to. They should They will be. I say they're probably gonna. We're seeing a KO fairly soon.
I agree. It looks like our Tentacult here is just struggling to get back out, as Avian was able to do a really good job staggering them coming out of base, not able to get that objective down.
Mm-hmm.
Really good game. Both teams were really back and forth in mid for such a long time, and both got a good push in, but Avian was able to just come back in and hold that space so well.
Mm. Oh yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. I like to take a note of Nintendo's naming expertise for these for the victory animations.
Yes.
One of them is no chill. One of them is all chill.
I love these victory
Creative
animations.
The
names may need some work, but they're so cool. I'm ready for the next season to see what we'll get there too.
If I recall correctly, the Japanese names are just numbered.
Huh, interesting.
If I recall correctly, it's been a while since the game in Japanese.
Let's see.
Yeah, you'll you can tell if it goes fine because it constantly switches languages. My game constantly switches languages between English, German, and Japanese.
Yeah, interesting. It looks like round 2 we're going to be having on Rainmaker Eeltail. So I'm sure we're going to see that leader coming back out, reaching across mid. I'm interested to see if we'll see that X-Flow come back out or if we'll see it switch off for another backline.
Eeltail reminds me a bit of what was it called? Piranha.
Piranha Pit, interesting.
Mostly the way the rain. Mostly with the star. Mostly if you're opening the Rainmaker being perched up high.
True, it is up on that nice perch. Piranha Pit, obviously, though, having all those infamous moving escalators, that could be quite a pain at times to deal with.
Yeah, it's why on Piranha Pit we're better off just always going to the far bells to try and take the front one.
Absolutely. We'll be just a few more minutes here as both teams are getting ready for this match.
Because the point distribution was weird for Piranha. I think it's better in this game than it was in S2, but it can still be a bit odd.
Yep. It looks like we're going to load in here now. Still seeing that E-Leader come out, but we're going to see the X-Flow trade off for a Splat Charger on the side of Tentacle.
We're just seeing 2 chargers. Splat
Yes,
Charger and a Reflux. So
yes, we're seeing that Reflux come out. Weapon we saw a lot in the game early on when missiles were spammable was kind of fallen off in favor.
Thank God.
So yes, indeed, because it was very annoying early on, but we'll see what they're able to do with it here, and if they're able to. It looks like the Reflux is doing what the Reflux does best right now, which is trying to find paint for its missiles.
Reflux doing what a Reflux does, and Tentacle are coming in, and we're already at checkpoint.
Yes, Avian is going to take the first early checkpoint there. The Reflux actually goes down, so does the Luna Blaster on the side of Tentacle.
I'm pretty sure the leader almost killed two teammates, almost the 2 of his teammates utilizing missiles.
Yeah. That leader is actually... Oh, okay, they backed off. I was like, that's a very offensive position for a leader to be in, but we're going to see the Rainmaker reset here as they're not quite able to pick it up in time. Avian's doing a great job here of holding space, holding this bridge, and refusing to let Tentacle come back into mid. Yeah, we're going to pick up the Rainmaker here and try to apply even more pressure with those, giant explosions that the Rainmaker loves to throw out.
Indeed. More pressure, more points as soon as they can get a pick.
Sure can, and that looks like that's what they're about to wait for, and they get a pick on the left-hand side, and it seems like they might try to push it, but the Booyah Bomb comes out and kind of redirects them back, and they end up going down to it.
Yeah, missiles, Booyah Bomb, and a back for good measure is gonna find the splash.
Yes, it is. Tentacult now here with the pick, and finally being able to move back into mid some is really going to want to try to push this advantage and get more ground in mid that they didn't have before. But with 2 down, it looks like they may be forced back here again. We see the
once
Rainmakers.
again, the Rainmaker has reset, and the Gluga's finding too.
A double kill onto Avian. This is definitely Tentacle's time to pick up and push forward. They need to respond with aggression here, with the same kind of thing that Avian's doing to them if they want to get this push in.
Rebound comes out, the Gluga's almost finding a pick. Finds the pick ultimately, but they do lose the Rainmaker a little prematurely.
Yes, they do. It looks like this Gluga's going to push in on their plat too, trying to get more picks. Gets the pick there. Looking for one more, dancing around this pillar here, and gets the trade.
Does find the trade, which means that you could be seeing more points, and they're running straight for the other check. Trying to tap shot.
And they're able to get it. Bringing it, of course, as the second dunk down to 1 point behind. They need to be able to pick this up and move it just slightly forward if they want to take lead here.
Yeah, I'm definitely sure. Avian was not ready for a tentative to just change their route and go for the other one.
No, they weren't, and Tentacle did a great job there adjusting and trying to take the Rainmaker where people weren't ready to defend.
The soda is here.
Yes, it is. It's actually going to go down, it looks like, to the Reflux.
I think
and now because it's stuck on this...
effects just ran out too.
Yes, so they're not going to get that quick respawn with Tacticooler. Some fights going on here in mid. The Reflux is going to back up, of course, and do its missile thing that it does. And it is one player up on Avian. Tentacle needs to be able to push here. They pop the Rainmaker, but of course by this time, Avian's respawned and is coming back in. Maybe lost some of that advantage that they could have had.
Yeah, but as we say that the one does go down, the vacuum is currently protecting the Rainmaker. That we could see a lead check.
Oh, and that sniper is going to take them out right when they need it. They're not just down to the Glugas on the side of Tentacle. As Avian's going to respond back with another push. They're trying to extend their lead if they can, obviously, because a 1 point lead is not something that they're going to feel comfortable holding.
Charger jumps out to great for their defense. Reflux is, well, yeah.
Sending more missiles out as we see those rain down onto Avian. But 26 seconds left. We get a pick on the side of Avian, but the Rainmaker goes down. They're not able to quite push that. And we got a crab tank coming out here to start the pop. Pops for Avian, getting more control there in mid for them, and Tentacle is going to have to pick up here really fast.
Makes sense to grab it right now, otherwise they will just lose it. But I think the spot is finds both of them. Very unfortunate.
The back was, of course, very vulnerable there. The back just being able to be shot by the flank. Back, of course, a very coordinated special. You need to work with your team to avoid that situation. Either way, good games there. Only a 1 point lead there from Avian. Very close as both teams were only able to take it to first check.
Indeed. And with that, we shall see you guys back for our bracket stage.
Yes, we will. We hope you enjoy the break, and we'll see you back on Gold Bracket. Hello and welcome back to From the Ink Up as we're getting underway now into our gold bracket tonight.
Indeed, and our and our first game out of tonight shall be overtime versus
Arrowhead, yes.
Arrowhead. Yeah, that's the thing.
Which we will see on starting up on Splat Zone's Brine Water, one of our new maps here in the chill season. I think a lot of teams are still trying to figure this map out. Given Flat Zones is probably one of the more forgiving maps, or the modes on the map. Definitely better than Tower Control and Rainmaker, but probably not as great as Clams.
It's just bad.
It is pretty bad. I love the aesthetic of it, though. It's such a beautiful map. Anyway, so we're gonna see both of these teams getting ready. It'll be underway shortly. It is silent. Not sure what to see about these two teams myself. I haven't watched much gameplay from Overtime and Arrowhead yet, but it looks like the good looks are coming out in Battlefight chat. It looks like they're almost ready.
Well, let's see here.
Oh, okay.
Well, let's see here. Yeah, let's see here.
Take a go look at that.
Basically, the only thing I know about Overtime is it's Elemental's team in Time's Up.
All I know about Arrowhead is they are my looty match tomorrow.
Well, okay.
So shout out to you, Arrowhead.
You better pay attention.
Yeah.
Also, that one
double Wiper, or well, Wiper and Stamper coming out. Interesting.
Also, that one of Undertime's member has the Japanese character for on it.
Interesting.
In their name part.
Okay, so we're gonna see the double Splatana coming out on the side of Arrowhead, a very interesting voice, and then a more conventional double Splash coming out from Overtime.
Indeed. On this map, which I don't want to talk about, but I'm kind of forced to.
Oh goodness, yeah, this small little zone, Paint's gonna trade very quickly. They got a kill on one from Arrowhead, and this bomb behind them. I think so too. I think it may have got hit by the bomb exploding off the shell of the crab. That'll happen sometimes when those bombs hit objects you're standing near.
This is what hello, Katana.
Yeah, they're gonna drop down into that edge.
This is exactly what a Brine reminds me of. Splatoon 2.
Yeah. Got these very fast-paced maps. It looks like Overtime's gonna not waste any time coming back in and getting those splats to take their lead back.
Yeah, and now we're just kind of and for now we sit and watch as they throw a bomb at the ledge.
We do. This is kind of that way this map is played. Is once you got in here, if you can lock out zone by just throw in some bombs, or maybe sending one player up there to, you know, get shots off to combo on them. You can lock out the map really easily. And we see, of course, the infamous crab tank come out. Actually going to be this Zipcaster does a good job kind of getting them to waste that shot velocity time by rolling around so that they aren't shot in the back.
Well, we see the zone flip. The zone has flipped.
Yes,
Let's
it has.
set how long until it reflips.
It'll flip very soon, I'm sure. This map changes all the time. And then, speaking of that, there it goes, back in Overtime's favor. And Overtime actually gets a wipeout there. Is now going to want to push up into this ramp to try to stop Arrowhead re-entering and getting control of that zone again. I see the Stamper go down alone, but they're probably going to be watched there by that shot. And it looks like they did go down as we get another wipeout.
No wipeout.
Yep. Overtime doing a fantastic job here, just holding this space, throwing bombs, and pestering Arrowhead as they try to re-enter.
1 drops. 2 drops.
You got the Zipcaster into zone, but will they be able to cap it? No, it looks like they're going to go down to members of Overtime as Arrowhead tries to pull out a crab tank to desperately cap this zone. But will they be able to do it? And they do! With 1 count left, are able to cap the zone and stay in the game.
No way that just happened.
It's a perfect crab tank timing coming out from Arrowhead. Love to see it.
Indeed, and with that puts... okay, goodbye, Stamp.
The Stamp does kind of get shut down instantly there. Arrowhead's dropping on the side flanks to try to see if they can get in on Overtime, but Overtime paying attention to those flanks and making sure to shut them down, but actually it looks like Arrowhead does
flip.
Go through. The Zipcaster spot getting camped by this splash, but they're able to get away. Now they're engaged in that fight. It looks like, yep, we're gonna maybe see the jump out there from Overtime
instead of Overtime
getting spotted. Oh, they're doing a really good job getting in the face of those crabs and trying to make sure that they can't stay up, or, you know, using the Zipcaster to get behind them and forcing them to waste all their shot velocity. But of course, another crab coming out on the side of Overtime and just taking that zone back. They only need to hold for a short time here as they work through this penalty to try to get back, and once they're through, they're basically won because they only have 1 count left on the actual timer.
And
Arrowhead's gonna have to try desperately to push here. They're able to neutralize zone, but doesn't look like they're quite able to cap it.
They might be able to cap it.
It seems like they, with a pick on one of those splashes, but no, Overtime turns it around and is able to get the win.
So close. So far.
Yes, it is. That zone capping back and forth like crazy is definitely something you see on Brine Water a lot.
And
we'll see us going into a game 2 here for quarterfinals, which is best of 3. Second game will be played on Tower Control Museum. Another interesting map. Wondering if we'll see any leaders, as Museum is the very infamous leader map where you can just, that and Hammerhead, where it can just reach so far and deny so much space to the enemy team. I did notice that they're not really running backlines, which is an interesting thing. We've seen so far that pretty much all the teams are running backlines, whether it be like Leader or Hydra, are the big 2 I think we've seen tonight, or Crab, you know? Crab is a backline in and of itself. Who needs a proper backline when you just have a Splash who can do everything, right?
Crab is its own weapon.
It is kind of crazy with its velocity being like a Splatling plus an Explosher.
Crab is both your Slayer, support, and backline all in one.
It really is. With LDE, it can even get some burst bomb spam too as well. It can really do anything. It's the all-rounder kind of weapon.
And we are once again just waiting on everyone to press A.
We sure are. Because I'm sure we're probably going to want to see some weapon switch outs on the side of each team here. I'm interested to see if they're going to bring back out that double Splatana. while it didn't obviously get them the win, I think that they were able to do quite a bit more about those crab tanks, because of course Splatanas also have really great object damage, as they were able to just kind of get up in the face of those crabs and mess them up.
Splatana can shred crab pretty quickly.
Sure can. Definitely not a comp that you see often. I say this a lot, but it's cool to see the different kind of comps that'll come out in these low-level tournaments that you won't see in high-level.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like we're getting ready to open up on museum tower control here. And we do see the double Splatana come out.
Versus the very double splash.
And once again, we don't see a backline coming out. Very interesting choice on
on both sides.
Museum. Yes, it is. Of course, the double splash machine just being the very meta comp to be running right now. We see Overtime really taking some pages out of the high-level skill book.
If it works, it works.
It sure does.
And here, in the shots on tower, has a strike check ready, meaning it can basically utilize that whenever to give a free, basically get plat, and that's free down on the side of
Arrowhead.
Arrowhead.
Yes, that Splatana's Wiper there, just kind of struggling along with the Stamper to protect itself, and they do manage to pick off the splash, as all 4 members of Arrowhead are going to move forward to try to stop the tower push here, but they go 2 down. But oh, trade 2 from Overtime
Zuka
as well.
finds 2. Finds 3, and it's almost a wipeout. If they get the splash, that is huge.
Bit of a delayed wipe, as they're able to stop them from getting through that checkpoint all the way, so Overtime will have to restart that checkpoint from its full length.
I would say, I think the main issue with Arrowhead's comp is just no paint.
Yes, they definitely can. With triple shooter, it can be hard to paint up and take space against a comp like that when you're running, 2 Splatanas and a Squeezer. They've definitely got the kill power that you want to see out of teams, but not quite as much the paint power, and taking space in Splatoon can be just as important as getting those kills.
And there's a wipeout.
Yes, it is. As Overtime is going to now push this through and hopefully try to clear that next checkpoint this time.
As the machine has popped Booyah.
You see this Wiper, the Wiper gets a pick from behind along with the Stampers. They're both kind of vertical slashing at their same opponents there, trying to take them out together. But while they're doing that, Overtime is getting that checkpoint, and it looks like they're, able to just sneak right back on and get that last point to get through the checkpoint, as they can continue to push down and take members of Arrowhead out to get this push continued.
Indeed, as we're coming up to... I believe this should be game.
Yes, it is. Overtime really just showing their dominance there and being able to take that space, especially with the double splash, and just deny Arrowhead entry to the rest of the map. We're going to see them put a quick end to Arrowhead's run here in quarterfinals.
Unfortunate, truly, but it is what it is.
It is. These tournaments are great practice for lower level teams, and I'm sure Arrowhead has a lot to walk away learning here that they can definitely apply to their next run and from the Ink Up, which we're always looking forward to seeing them in. If you hold tight with us now, we're going to be waiting, and then in a little bit here, we will be back with semifinals of Gold Bracket from the Ink Up. Okay, we're back again with semifinals here from the Ink Up Gold bracket. We've got a match against Arrows of Fire and Squid Strikes here that'll be starting very shortly. First map is going to be Clamplets on Eeltail Alley.
Oh boy.
Seen Eeltail actually quite a bit tonight. Oh, one more time. I say that, it may be in Grand Finals, I haven't looked.
I can check.
No, it's not. Okay, this is
not
our last game on Eeltail Alley for the night.
We also have one more game on Flounders, one more game on Hammerhead, one more on Hagglefish, and we still have 2 more for Mincemeat.
2 more on Mincemeat. The community's most beloathed map, I think.
Yes.
On Clamblitz and on Splat Zones. Interesting.
Oh, yay, my favorite.
But we should be starting here shortly here as Arrows of Fire and Good Strikes are readying up, ready to play. And here they go.
We go. We're gonna be seeing a sploosh. That's a splash.
Double splash. And then 1 splash in the machine. A Hydra coming out on both sides as well for the back lines. Then got a Junior and a Shot respectively filling in the last slot of each of those comps.
And we're off to a very slow start.
Yes, we are. Both teams are just going to be kind of in the mid, trying to get people out. Yes, this machine's actually going to go around and find 2 kills onto Arrows of Fire.
I'd be able to find...
It goes down, but it looks like Squid Strike... Yes, Squid Strike does get a clam in, but it looks like with just the Hydra up, they're not going to be able to get much in to follow up on that power clam.
And the Splash rushes in, finds one, tries to follow that up with killing the Hydra, but just can't reach it.
Yes. Hydra's gonna try to back up here into a spot that's good to defend this bridge in. But of course, Arrows of Fire, after coming back in and taking all that control of mid, is gonna have the clams that it needs to counter that push. And only dunking in 1 power clam, of course, is gonna leave Squid Strike's lead very unsafe. As Arrows of Fire will be able to come in and take it very easily with just a power clam plus 1 extra clam.
Which they
and
do get.
There we go, see. And it looks like also that may be all they're able to get is their members were picked off before they were able to get to the basket.
A very slow match indeed.
Yes, it is. That's what you can see sometimes, especially on Eeltail. It's really hard for teams to push past that bridge, especially when you have someone like a crab tank or a Hydra sitting up there and just shooting down into the mid, denying their opponents that entry space. We see the sharking splash here, ready to go behind this outer splash. They break that crab tank, but aren't quite able to find the kill. They go down to, I think, the Hydra? Yes.
Okay, sure.
You can see some funny kills in this game. It looks like Arrows of Fire, once again, is going to try to be pushing up through bridge, but fall off. Which is a good thing, I think
away from the machine, just resulting in that fall.
Yes. Oh, and the machine goes down and trades with the splash. Yes, as Hydra now is poking, you can see that there's one over there. It's going to throw in its Booyah Bomb, trying to clear some space to make a way for the team. It looks like with got a splat, you're going to get at least 1 power clam in here, and they're going to look to get another one in as well, which they do, pushing that lead to 48 for Arrows of Fire. They're able to throw up with a few extra clams, but they need to gather those and bring them back to get this back open a little bit longer.
Oh, definitely. Another ball has been formed, and it's going to jump in.
It looks like it's going to be a super jump in as they push it to 1, and they take the win right there. Good push from Arrows of Fire.
I don't know if it was a clam or a ball that I got the KO.
I believe it was a power clam and then 1 extra clam. The power clam took them down to 1, and somebody was able to sneak that final clam in for the KO.
Yeah, I was gonna say the power clam to KO 1 point might have been a bit overkill.
Yes.
But you can
Okay.
never be too sure.
Definitely a good game there from Arrows of Fire as they made that beautiful push, just able to go back and gather clams to keep that basket open long enough for their last teammate to get a power and jump in with it there. Very good strategy. Next, we're going to see coming up tower control on Mako Mart. Oh, no. No, I've lied. It is Splat Zones on Flounder Heights. I am reading the wrong list. Splat Zones on Flounder Heights is a very interesting one, obviously with its double zones. And with the way that those teams were really struggling back and forth in mid for a long time, may see quite a stall, as both teams will really need to be able to get those picks to move on to the other side of Flounder and capture both zones. But you know what will be great? Those 2 crab tanks, which they'll be able to safely activate within their own zone and shoot across mid to paint that other zone. You know that they're definitely going to want to run that double splash.
Without crab.
Crab is the answer to so many things right now in this meta.
Well, it's an answer to many questions. Except playing guitar.
Yes, it is. Giving the teams just a few more minutes here to make any changes to their weapons or to their rosters that they need to make. And we are going to be underway shortly.
In the meantime, I shall try to solve this 2x2. I accidentally scrambled on me.
Yes. Okay, starting the countdown as we're getting ready to go into splat zones on Flounder Heights here.
Splat zones on Flounder is quite interesting, you could say.
Yes. Of course, Arrows of Fire looking to take their second game here and put the set into match point. Squid Strike gonna want to hopefully pick up their first win here, so that they're not having to worry about the reverse sweep. And of course, we see both teams kind of stalling here in the mid, both having solid control of their own zone, but it looks like we might have Arrows of Fire that is slowly leaking into the other zone.
Slowly until the
we see a pick, of course, and then Squid Strike comes in strong and caps that zone, but they're not going to hold it for very long, only getting 5 count on the board before these zones go back to a neutral state. And it looks like they're so close to being able to flip it, but the lead is just hard to get on these kinds of stages. They really need to be able to get up in each other's faces.
Correct.
This Hydra kind of sitting back here, a little bit worried probably about this Booyah Bomb that's about to come in, but painting over it, still a very neutral game. Both teams trying to just find that pick that they need to move forward. One down on the side of Squid Strike, and then trading down for one on the side of Arrows of Fire. But this Booyah Bomb caps the zone and gives Arrows of Fire for the first time their control, but again, it only lasts for about 2 seconds.
Unfortunate.
Yes, as they go down here again, they cap again, but again, only just like another 2 seconds on the count. Very back and forth, as we're a minute and a half in this game, and the score hasn't advanced past 5.
Splat zones really does not work in this game anymore.
Especially on a double zone map like Flounder, you see the same issue on Undertow, but to a little bit less of an extent since those zones are a bit more easy to cap than Flounder's zones. It looks like Arrows of Fire now is able to get some control, get another 10 points on the board. and continue to hold that lead, which is wonderful for them. We get a Trizuka there, trying to pick off those backlines so that they can maybe push a little bit further down into the enemy spawn, but aren't able to find the picks that they need. We see the Booyah coming in with the splash moves, or the, sorry, not the splash, the shot moves forward to try to avoid it. They're kind of dancing around in this under area.
Yeah.
Just a very,
just back and forth.
Back and forth. So much happening, but at the same time, also nothing at all happening.
There's so much happening, yet so little.
Yes, it's definitely
that you have like that you have basically nothing to commentate.
Yes. You're gonna see some of these picks going around, but then they get one down, trade one, but then nothing happens with it.
Well, 2 are down.
Actually, as I say that, of course, it goes back into control for Arrows of Fire. Hopefully this time with their numbers up, they'll be able to push forward and maybe start more of a lockout that you want to see on this map. Flounder is such a hard stage to get a lockout on because you have to push so far into your enemy zone, or enemy base, if you really want to lock them out of a zone.
It was easiest between 1 to do.
Yes. And again, you just see these Booyah bombs coming out, trades on both sides. You know, down to 2 on each side, 1 on each side.
And we're about to see probably another zone flip.
Yep. We might see Arrows of Fire. It looks like Arrows of Fire is able to hold on to it just barely. Really keep losing and retaking the zone, but Squid Strike here really needs to find a way in to be able to cap that zone, even if just to apply a penalty to Arrows of Fire. With the Booyah Bomb ready, they're going to pop it as soon as they have it and try to clear space. They've got their zone, so if they can paint that, and they do, they're able to get that penalty onto Arrows of Fire. But another Booyah Bomb coming in. There is Booyah Bombs everywhere, here, there, all around this map.
Yeah, definitely what made Founder Heights better between 1 was we didn't have Booyah. To just endlessly fight for the zone.
Yes, you're definitely able to stall zone there. Or get it capped if you have your own zone, and you can just send somebody in to just throw the few extra shots that you need. And of course we have Crab Tank, just shredding that Hydra, not letting them be able to get it out. Hydra, of course, being one of the weapons that is able to fight Crab, but not when you don't have cover to work with, I think.
Correct.
And we'll see this zone flip again, and there's 5 seconds left in the match. Oh my gosh, I feel like so much has gone on, but not enough at all as Arrows of Fire takes this game.
And the match finally ends. After a very long
Whole long 5 minutes of just back and forth and very little score. Definitely one of those games I would have loved to see maybe them push further up. If you can get down into that ramp, maybe lock out their snipe from a backline being able to take, you can really set them in base and forget about zone, but no team really had the opportunity to do that without getting like a clear wipeout.
Yeah, it definitely was a bit more awkward to try and get anything going.
Yes, kind of just a trade for trade game, and I think Arrows of Fire just had the tad bit more paint that they needed to be able to keep those zones capped in their color.
But with that, we should be heading on to our next match, which is
Power Control on Hammerhead Bridge. That'll be another interesting one. Wonder if we'll see both of the Hydras come back, or if we will see a change to snipers. It's been cool to see the Hydras here. Hydras, of course, being something that you may not see as much once you start getting the higher level, because the Hydra does usually just get set down by the E-leaders that you'll see these skilled players play.
Yes, definitely. Well, that's true with a lot of your Splatling backlane.
It is kind of painful coming from a Splatoon 2 heavy Splatling main. I miss my heavy remix so much. I
can think of a certain BP main who isn't having the greatest time.
Yeah.
But that's neither here or there.
No, hopefully as we see more map diversity come to Splatoon 3, where you don't have such open maps and maybe have more flank options. You may see these Splatlings come back into favor more than they are now in the future.
That's assuming we can trust Nintendo to design good maps.
I sure hope they can.
I have no confidence.
You know, they did devolve Splatoon 2 into the quad shooter 10 of missiles ink armor spam, so maybe I'm putting a little bit of faith into them that is misguided, but I'll hold it there because I love this game so much.
Speaking of 10 missiles, let's bring back K-Shot while we're at it.
Oh no, please no more missiles on shooters. I hope we have learned our lesson.
What do you
Missiles on
mean?
stuff
That
like
was fun.
we can have it on a bow, you can be on a a GooTuber, those are fine. A Flingza, well actually Flingza's a little bit questionable, but
Gonna say, do you really want that?
Flingza's a bit questionable. At least they took away Flingza's suction bomb. And we're gonna see tower control Hammerhead starting up here, and we see the Hydra from Arrows of Fire. And we see it return from Squid Strike, so they are not gonna run the conventional leader that you see here. Seems like it is basically the same comp on both sides. Haven't seen any.
It's basically the same.
Yeah.
We're gonna be here a bit.
We sure will. They'll just need one goes down already. We'll see if the Arrows of Fire is able to take charge of that advantage. They are able to get another pick, maybe push through this first checkpoint.
We are probably gonna get deployed shortly.
They sure will. Waiting with their friend there on tower. Actually, their friend goes off. Maybe a bad time to pop Booyah. Oh, but they do anyways.
Oh, survive the other Booyah. Okay.
It's gonna stall the tower, of course, while they're up in the air, but they are able to push them back some. But I don't know with all that fire if they're not gonna be able to clear that second checkpoint there. And of course, now with 2 down on the side of Arrows of Fire, Squid Strike is gonna be able to try to make their push here, as they need to be able to take this game to stay alive in this set.
Correct.
And we see another 2 go down on the side of Squid Strike, as Arrows of Fire just has such a great job here defending the tower with that crab. Crab, of course, just such a dominant weapon. They're able to just hold it. You can use it to defend. You can use it to be offense. You can sit on the tower, get it through a checkpoint because no one can just eat through that 500 health fast enough. And of course, if you're getting shot at by a crab on tower, you're gonna want to leave because that thing is gonna splat you. You
can turn into a baller.
Yes, it really does have just so many ways to deal with threats. We're gonna see the tower reset into a neutral position here. As now both teams are gonna try to look for a snipe or a pick again before moving in. One goes down on the side of Squid Strikes, and we're gonna see maybe this the Booyah does survive the crab tank on it.
Only barely.
Find a pick with that Booyah. And we see another Booyah coming in and just avoided again barely by that Hydra, just getting out and saving themselves. Arrows of Fire are not able to extend their lead there at all, but are definitely able to take space and hold control over Squid Strike here.
It's definitely down to Arrows of Fire just having a lot more ability to just paint and hold control as compared to what Squid Strike can do.
The machine is a great weapon, but I think that just having these 3 shooters out just gives them so much more map control than Squid Strike currently has.
And we can also see a right there crab just tanking 2 bombs.
And that's a good trade there. But only one side up now on the Arrows of Fire, but are they able to get the second pick?
Side
they get the jump.
Side 2.
And the last one jumps out. So Squid Strike not really able to take advantage of that man advantage they had there, thanks to this shot that was really just giving its all for Arrows of Fire.
Yeah, and once again, as you can see with Arrows of Fire, they are just painting for map control.
Yes, they are, and that's what they've shown in these first two games that they can do so well. They've got a Booyah Bomb coming in, ready to try to displace some of these people from Squid Strike as they push the tower, but they're going to get a Booyah Bomb thrown back at them, just missing the tower. Oh, and a second
And a
Booyah
second
Bomb
one from the
coming
machine.
in, but they aren't able to find any picks with it, unfortunately. The Hydra from Arrows of Fire getting one, trying to poke at another, gets another one with their friend there, and they're going to try to pop that bubble. Arrows of Fire certainly feeling at this point that they can maybe just hold here in mid, maybe push a little bit further if they can, but they don't want to push too far and risk the wipeout.
Especially considering we're entering to the almost the last 40 seconds.
Exactly.
30. I can.
Squid Strike, Arrows of Fire can hold back here, of course, because, you know, if they lose this game, they still have two more that they can win, but Squid Strike certainly feeling the pressure right now, needing to be able to push forward and get this push to be able to stay alive in this set.
Indeed,
and with that, you see the double crab come out from Arrows of Fire, shutting down that push.
Just shredding the bubble.
Yeah. The Booyah Bomb comes out from Squid Strike, but I think just a little bit too early to force the clear before the timer runs out, and they need to get somebody on that tower. And they do, but it looks like they're going to be rushed, and that is going to be the end of Squid Strike's run here in gold bracket.
Alright then, Anna, with that, Squid Strike is being sent into third place for our third place match, and Arrows of Fire shall be moving on to Grands.
Yes, they will. We'll see here if our brackets are ready. No, they are not. Right now, we're sitting at a 2-1 in favor of overtime right now in our other gold bracket set. So we'll see you shortly back here for grand finals. Okay, welcome back to From the Ink Up. We're about to start grand finals here as we're getting ready to watch Arrows of Fire versus Manifest Destiny on Splat. On Splat Zone's Sturgeon Shipyard.
Yes, that is in fact correct.
Welcome back.
I had a husky who wanted food.
Just in time. Okay, so we see Arrows of Fire running the T-Tech Hydra shot.
Running
and
their very
52.
usual. Very usual comp, and we're seeing a stamper from the side of Manifest Destiny.
Yes, along with the E-Leader.
And the leader finds the first kill on the Hydra.
Yes, it does, as leaders typically do. Both teams are still fighting here to top zone. This E-Leader is trying to find a pick. Looks like it's going to be up here rush, but their teammate saves them. Nice job here. The Killer Whale, of course, going to give E-Leader a little bit of a run-up for his money as Arrows of Fire takes the first cap. With 2 down on both sides now, though, they can start to paint zone. The Hydra gets the pick on the E-Leader as Arrows of Fire. Yes, Arrows of Fire. Oh, Arrows of Fire wanted to take the cap there, but weren't quite able to get it.
I was half expecting the Swatana to fall through the grate for some reason.
That can happen. And the zone, they just need to push a little bit more for Arrows of Fire, but Manifest Destiny is able to come back in and cap the zone here.
Oh, stream lag.
This Hydra. Oh, there's a double, almost a double. Let's see that Hydra does go down, but gets picked out by the Killer Whale. As Arrows of Fire now, it's definitely going to have their chance here to cap zone with only the leader up.
And
seems like they're going to try to push the leader. It looks like the leader may have gotten the pick on that T-Tech. Oh, and the machine gets a nasty kill over the wall. Manifest Destiny going to push in here on the zone. Not quite able to cap it before the lead change, but with 70 to 69, I don't think they're afraid too much of that small lead.
69.
That's 67. Oops.
Can you count or read for that matter?
I can't read sometimes. It's in character for me. Arrows of Fire, though, here, able to take 2 down, loses one of their own, is able to cap the zone. Trades another one, but still remains in control of this zone. They may want to get a little bit more paint on there so that Manifest Destiny isn't able to cap it as fast when they come back in.
The Autobot.
Let's see. Both teams are kind of just sitting here in mid. Arrows of Fire holding space, and Manifest Destiny is kind of looking for a pick, especially with that leader on the right and the Zipcaster coming in now. The Zipcaster shredded. The Booyah Bomb coming in behind.
The counter Booyah Bomb coming in. Might get shredded.
And they do by the Hydra, by the Crab Tank actually.
The machine pushing in. It's gonna try and go for the T-Tech.
Zone staying neutral here, but it looks like Manifest Destiny is about to cap this as they apply penalty to Arrows of Fire now. Hydra's down. And Arrows of Fire needs to wait until everybody's back in, and they can get a pick so that they can restart a push. Oh, but another one goes down to a bomb. Zipcaster's going in.
They do also have Crab ready.
They do.
The leader
E-Leader
is-
now taking position on their snipe. Very strong place for E-Leader to stand, and it's a great lockout. They're gonna get pushed
having
by
to wait. Oh!
Yeah, they get pushed by that Trizuka, but Arrows of Fire loses 2 in the process. Now just down to their 52, and there they go. Wipe
I
out.
believe this should be game at this point.
Yes, they're gonna have to come in really fast and retake this zone if they want to. With only 10 seconds left on the clock, I don't think we're gonna see it happen. Yes, and the first game goes to Manifest Destiny. Good game on both sides, both able to hold zone for quite some time and have strong leads, but Manifest Destiny was really able to lock out there at the end, especially with the leader forward on to Arrow of Fire's snipe.
Definitely. Because I forget English.
Yeah.
For our next match, we are heading on to, as soon as I can find the list,
Going on
TC
to
Macklemore.
Yes.
That's the
TC
stage you were thinking of earlier.
Yes, that was the stage I was thinking of earlier, when I misread the thing. Mako Mart always been a fan favorite, I think. It's a pretty good map on almost every mode.
It's also your odd picks favorites, usually brushes, carbon, platonic, and Spain. All love that map.
They do. There's just a lot of with the stacks and all the walls and the ledges that you can play under. There's just a lot of options for lots of different types of weapons to be able to shine.
Indeed, and I'm surprised I am not mumbling incoherent Japanese yet. Considering I am tired and I am hungry.
Yes, it is rather late here, but this set obviously got a maximum of 4 games left if they take it all the way to a game 5.
You know what? Let's not jinx it.
You don't want to see the game 5? I love those hype game 5s.
I'm hungry. That's my counter argument. I'm hungry.
Okay, and we're gonna
I
get started here.
But not when I'm hungry.
Yeah.
And we're seeing, well, let's get moving on past that. We are seeing similar comps from both sides. The high be swept up for a heavy splatling,
Yeah.
surrounded by 2 crabs and a, well, gun.
Yeah.
Bless you. I think.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. I couldn't hold it. I tried to find my mute switch, but I couldn't find it in time.
It reminds me trying to commentate with bronchitis.
Oh god, that must have been horrible.
It was. Anyways, illnesses aside, Arrows of Fire getting the first push, but unfortunately, there's this thing called a crab in the way.
They sure are, but Arrows of Fire is responding with a crab of their own. Trying to get that pick, they got one over there. They're 2 down again. They should be able to push this tower past checkpoint potentially, especially if they can move that leader, which it looks like they may be able to with this crab here. Stamper coming in on the side, they're able to take that down as looks like they will secure this first. Oh, the E-Leader got a snipe at just the right time. They need to get back on to finish that checkpoint, and they do.
Just barely. Also, I should apologize. I keep forgetting I have a new mic, and I have my disc pro on the separate screen. My mic's on the opposite side of my desk, so I keep leaning away from my mic. So I probably get quieter the further away I lean.
Yes. Arrows of Fire now, taking another just crab after crab after crab, raining down onto Manifest Destiny's snipe, but they need to push this tower further than 71. That's not going to be a strong enough lead in case they get wiped.
Especially on Mako Mart.
Yes, no, this tower can move rather fast, especially when you get the enemy down. They need to be able to get these picks, but with just a splash up, yep, they're going to back out, and
a very risky
now
jump
is going to be looking to take the lead here. With this crab here and this leader watching, it looks like they may very well be able to trade the lead here, and they do.
By looks to be about a 5-point difference.
5-point difference, of course. but they're going to be looking here to take some more picks and try to move it. But There's a fire right underneath those ledges. Like we said, there's so many walls with this stacks that players can move around, and the Splatana is able to take care of that too, as Arrows of Fire is back down to its one player with the rest of the three spawning back in. Oh, they see the jump on the wall, but they just barely miss it.
Oh, you hate to see it. I'm pretty sure what happened was they were looking too low.
Oh, nice trade on the heavy, actually being able to zip back behind that wall and take out their back line. Arrows of Fire, or Manifest Destiny, I'm sorry, able to push that lead just a little bit further and extend it.
Manifest also jumping out to regroup. The Splatana going in for a pretty double crab.
Yes, and these crabs are just raining down onto Arrows of Fire, denying them space. Another one to jump out.
And considering Naira missed past second checkout, we could see yet another lead change. And hello, Wavebreaker.
We could. They're just a few points away. Able to dance this tower around the leader. Are they able to get it? And they are able to shift the lead, but now you have another crab coming out. The heavy on the backside. Are they able to take out this crab? They
almost actually gets the kill.
They're able to break it, but not able to see the splat through.
It's just crab having so much HP to where it can tank it.
It sure does.
I'm also pretty sure you do not have much end lag coming out of a broken crab, so you can just start shooting right away. If any, actually.
So.
I don't think there's any. But I'm not sure. Hello!
That heavy popping out from behind a corner. A little bit of a jump scare there. Splash decides to give up on the kill and back up there. And then they got another crab, a little bit in an awkward position there.
Yeah, I can't really do much with the crab there, but the other splash, on the side of Arrows of Fire does back off.
Yes, they do. Able to be on the snipe again, but with these burst bombs and these flashes from the Splatana and the E-Leader watching from the other stack, it's going to be really hard for Arrows of Fire to reclaim that spot.
Well, it's currently a trade out, a freebie actually, and that means I believe
you can see Arrows of Fire is pushed pretty far back into their base right now. There's a crab coming out on the side of Arrows of Fire, but this Zipcaster is about ready to go deny it as they get behind it, and they're able to break it, but can't finish off the splat. The Arrows of Fire goes down there. They have 15 seconds here, and they need to play safe and make sure that they can keep their lead here. They go down to a 2v2 situation with Manifest Destiny barely taking control of that tower, but now it's just the E-Leader. It looks like Arrows of Fire is going to be able to take this win. And they do, bringing the set total to 1-1.
Well, we're guaranteed at least, what is it, 3 more games?
Yes, we are guaranteed to go to at least game 4.
I would also like to draw attention to whatever the Splash was doing at the end, after its kill. Was just kind of funny.
Yes.
I also currently have a husky screaming. As they are known to do.
Huskies are screamy dogs. My cat would be in here screaming at me if I had not closed her out of the room.
Well, that's one way to do it, I guess.
She likes to block my screen. Not the best for commentating.
I physically banned my family's cat from my room.
Yes. Okay, so we're going to be looking at Grand Finals Match 3 on Rainmaker Museum. Museum, another map that we've seen several times today already, and we'll be going back to one last time.
Which should be our final time seeing it.
Yes, we should be interested to see what's going to come out here. If we'll see, again, any leaders that show up, or if they're going to stick to their splatlings. Heavy, of course, being a good pick. Rainmaker has the nice Wavebreaker to be able to add to Pop, since Wavebreaker does so much object damage.
But I would like to make a counterpoint. E-Leader.
That is the counterpoint, but as we've seen time and time again, these teams sometimes have unexpected picks, and where we think the leader might show up, the leader doesn't always necessarily show up.
Well, I mean, Crab has been showing up pretty frequently.
Crab is the one reliable thing I think we can count on to show up every single match. Well, let's see. Very interesting match though. There, it was very close. Back and forth, but Arrows of Fire holding that. The 1-1 is a great thing to see, considering we've gone with full sweeps in our bracket so far. So hopefully we'll get to see some back and forth here in the grand finals. As we've seen recently in our semifinals, Arrows of Fire on stream went 3-0 against Squid Strikes. Manifest Destiny squeaked into grand finals going 3-2 against Overtime. Off stream currently we got our Squid Strikes versus Overtime match going for the 3rd place match. But the fact that Manifest Destiny was able to come in and so strongly take that game against Arrows of Fire, who's been fully sweeping their team or their opponents in a gold bracket, should be a very interesting matchup.
Indeed, I expect to see it's most likely going to be a back and forth between the two.
Yes, it certainly will be.
Also,
we love to see those high tension games. As we're now going into our Rainmaker on not Hammerhead, on Museum. And once again, we don't see a leader come out on this map. The Heavy instead choosing to go off into Hydra. And opting to see no backline besides, obviously, the Crab, if you count it from...
I mean, there's a Hydra, by the looks of it.
It is a Hydra. Well, I'm talking about on the side of Manifest Destiny right now.
Then yes, there's no backline. Let's count Crab.
Unless you count Crab. The Booyah Bomb coming on to Arrow Fires' plot as they want to try to create some space to get a Rainmaker push. I hear a Zipcaster coming in as well, but they recall before they're able to find a splat.
Just gone. This planet, the Zipcaster's planet needed it.
Yeah, so both teams just kind of playing around in mid. 2 down on the side of Arrows of Fire, but quickly traded for 2 down on the side of Manifest Destiny as well. This splash is back to, or not splash, shot is pushed back into the corner.
We're in a very long stalemate as both teams attempt to find enough picks to make a successful push happen.
Yes, they do. And with 2 down, I think this may be where we see Arrows of Fire start to make their first push. They got a Booyah Bomb coming in, and we do see the Rainmaker pick up.
And the Hydra is probably going to...
2 more down on the side of Manifest Destiny as they're going to rush towards that Rainmaker pedestal. 3 down and a wipeout!
Just to cap it all off.
And this could be a huge moment for Arrows of Fire if they're able to push in here. I don't agree with
the Hydra doing that. I would have just ran it straight forward. You probably got more points.
Yes, of course. In these tournaments, though, these teams are under so much pressure, and it can come down to just a simple mistake.
Of course. And once again, the Zipcaster comes out, not finding much, but it's just applying some pressure.
Yes, as Manifest Destiny is now looking to try to get to the checkpoint of their own, taking 2 down, 3 down on the side, but they lose the Rainmaker.
In the and there's a shot in mid, apparently.
Yes, they are causing a pain for Manifest Destiny right now, but with all that pain, it looks like it's going to be an easy dunk for Manifest Destiny.
Indeed, and that's now both checkpoints broken.
Yes, it is.
And we're currently watching the Slayers duke it out.
Yes. And Manifest Destiny picks up again the Stamper trying to get its shot here, and it's able to kill the Booyah Bomb.
But his landing might get camped.
Yes.
But ultimately doesn't actually. I think Stamper did find the kill.
2 down on both sides. The Crab coming out, but the Booyah Bomb to make it stop, and it looks like Manifest Destiny might take the lead here. They do, just barely inching forward to 22 counts remaining.
They might be they're gonna be able to pop it. They might be the first of the lead.
Yes, they are. Extending that lead to 17. Arrows of Fire desperately needing to push out a base here, but with a Crab Tank here, they're gonna get a pop again.
But the Splash is gonna shark that out. He's just protecting the Rainmaker, making sure that they cannot get any more points. The Hydra is grabbing it. She does jump out, but I think it might have been a bit of a smart idea to rotate right and go out instead of trying to go left.
They are able to clear it out of their pedestal, though, which is vitally important for them at this moment. But they do lose it back behind on the spinner.
Oh,
and then they go down to the Spamper, but the Stamper goes down too.
Still, it's a 2. And oh my god, what a shot!
Zuka comes out, able to find one pick, but they need to be able to get this Rainmaker and move forward with those picks before Manifest Destiny respawns.
Right now, right now, it's with both checks broken. It is still very much anyone's game, but it's just with the pedestal actually being further back in Splatoon 3 than it was in Splatoon 1. Actually, does make this a bit of a longer push to get to the points.
It sure does. The defending team really able to make use of their landing armor and be able to get.
Too, for the record.
Yes, they're able to get those picks without dying immediately on their landing.
Oh, hello, Platana. But yes.
You see the crab tank come out here. Arrows of Fire with the Rainmaker. They need to be able to make this push with 30 seconds remaining. But the crab tank comes out trying to stop their push from the other side.
Yes, because for those who didn't know, initially, in Splatoon 1, this is a lead
3
change.
down, and they take the lead, and
Down to
1 point
1
away from the dunk as they took it across the grates.
Very respectable play, leaving just this one splash. They're gonna bring it out on the right side, very carefully trying not to drop and instantly die as the splash is waiting to find its kill.
Manifest Destiny, they need to push it out of that Rainmaker free zone.
They are out of it, but I believe that definitely did burn a lot of time off them, and they have to KO to win.
Yes, they do. They have 16 count left, but with these crab shots raining down on them, I don't think that they're going to be able to see the push here.
The crab!
And they go down there. Arrows of Fire taking their second game in this set.
What? Oh. What an ending.
Yes, that was a absolute wild push from Arrows of Fire there across those grates, able to push it to 1 and just barely being stopped from the dunk.
But the arrow, how'd it go? Up and down and all around. My dog wants out.
Okay. And both teams will be gearing up for Clam Blitz on Inkblot Art Academy. Arrows of Fire, of course, hoping to round out their games here and take home gold in the Foodie final cut. But our top cut, oh my gosh, from the Ink Up. But I don't know how to pronounce that acronym, honestly.
Neither do I
Let's. They're going to be trying to end their run here and take this third game. Manifest Destiny, of course, now needing to win 2 games back-to-back to be able to secure their win.
But yes, what was I gonna say last game? Previously on... But yes, previous. But yes, originally in Splatoon 1, the way Museum spawn was designed was you would spawn in that top right area, and the goal would be on a spinner, much like how on a spinner in front of your spawn. Yes. That would endlessly spin around. So in Splatoon 3, it is a bit further back.
Yes, it is. Clampet's Inkblot, of course, I think it's going to be a great map for Arrows of Fire's Hydra. As Booyah Bomb is so easily able to clear out that space right in front of the basket and into attic even, that can be really vital for a good push.
Definitely.
I'm very interested to see. I'm almost certain we'll see that Hydra return. We'll see if Manifest Destiny makes any changes to their comp to try to stop this win from coming through. And it seems that both teams are ready, and we're getting into our 4th match here in Grand Finals.
And yep, we're not seeing tuition. We're actually seeing an Expo come out from the side of Manifest Destiny.
Interesting. As predicted, we definitely see that Hydra return. The X-Splasher is definitely a interesting choice. I've seen it run in clams a lot. And with the burst bombs from the Splash and from the Splatana, it definitely has a lot of potential to have damage combos and get fast kills onto Arrows of Fire.
Expo is one of the background weapons I'm particularly fond of.
Yes. Both teams seem to have a good amount of clams here, sitting at 10 and 14. Both of them just trying to get a pick before they can make a push further into each other's bases. One down on each side now. But the mid is so yellow. Arrows of Fire desperately
That would definitely be the Expo putting in all that paint pressure.
Yes, they can.
And actually, the Expo does combo really well with base. Their comp is Memphis's comp is incredibly chip heavy.
Yes, it is. Very similar comps to what my team runs in regards to chip, and it can be so powerful to just force enemies out of zones because they have two choices. They either have to back up or give space, or they're going to go down to all the damage that's going out on the map. I still say Spike, Splatoon, Freeze, Beta, chip comps are definitely still really good in Clown, but much like they were in S2. They sure are. Especially we see more and more chip weapons now too with our Splatanas and our Stringers, both which are able to apply good chip from a distance.
Yeah, I would definitely say if Crab wasn't, well, Crab, Chip would definitely be pretty strong comps in this game.
Yep. Arrows of Fire really trying to push up there after getting some picks, but by the time they got up there, Manifest Destiny had respawned and are responding, trying to push them out, not allowing them into that plat to score. But a Crab is coming out onto the plat as they're going to be looking to...
here comes the Zipcast.
The Zipcast is going to stop that Crab. But Manifest Destiny is now using a Crab of their own to try to stop
they also invested
push here of Arrows of Fire. Oh, and the Slash goes down. Just trades on both sides, and now our Manifest Destiny with 4 up may be able to make a push of their own here. But the Splatana goes down, Splash goes down to the side of Arrows of Fire, just kind of a back and forth game of trades, but neither have really gathered the space that they need yet to make the push. But it looks like we may see one here with all the yellow going into Arrows of Fire spaces. You see the clams being tossed forward and a power clam being made right under basket. That is going to be a power clam for Manifest Destiny.
Expo and a shot on the far right.
On the side of Manifest Destiny in regard our trade for that one power clam. That's going to give Arrows of Fire, of course, a pity clam to work with. It looks like they're going to be picked up by the Hydra here. And gives Arrows of Fire a lot more points to work with if they're able to get in.
We could definitely be seeing a lead change here very quickly. It's all a matter of second one gets in.
Yep. Oh, but the power clam goes down. Of course, that's the danger of picking up your pity. Now that you picked up your pity and you went down, you don't have another one left there, and your team is forced to restart gathering clams from the beginning.
That is both, and that's both of their balls gone actually, which is not what you want to have, especially going into the last quarter of the match.
But with a current lead of only 20 points, all it will take is one power clam plus a regular clam to get that lead, so it's not safe at all. Manifest Destiny, if they want to hang in here, still needs to be looking to try to make a push of their own.
Also, but one thing I am going to note that I do miss from Splatoon 2 Inkblot is the inkable wall.
Yes, and it looks like Arrows of Fire is going to be able to push in here. Oh, but they missed the second power. But are they going to be able to pick it up and get it in? They do, and they take the lead now with 1 up left on Manifest Destiny. Arrows of Fire is able to just get this basket open, continue to stagger the enemy team, and deliver more clams to this basket. Oh my gosh, with 1 down.
I think
they do. But are they going to be able to get these 6 clams in? Another power clam. They're able to get it in, pushing the lead to 19, 16. Wow, what an amazing push from Arrows of Fire.
That's the end of their push, in my opinion. I do not think it's worth going for any more.
No, it's definitely not. With 15 seconds left in the game and only 3 clams plus a pity, Manifest Destiny is going to have a huge push here to save this game. Of course, once overtime kicks in, they only have a limited amount of time to get that clam in and make their push. 1 down on both sides, and they're charging the Booyah, hoping to get it pushed in, but the Crab shakes down the power here. 2 down on the side of Manifest Destiny. They need to make a move now to get that power clam in.
And I believe this is most likely the game.
It is looking like that, with those jumps being camped. Arrows of Fire,
Fire.
will be your from the Ink Up Week 25 champions.
Indeed. Indeed. Followed in second
Amazing.
place by Manifest Destiny, and do we have eyes on third place and silver?
I do not believe we have a result there yet. Oh no, I have. I think I've lied. Looks like Squid Strikes. Squid Strikes takes third place in our third place match, going 3-0 against overtime.
All right, and lastly, let's check any news from silver bracket.
Silver bracket. Silver bracket, it looks like we had Rizco versus This Is Fine in the finals, with Rizco taking first place, This Is Fine taking second place, and Mug taking third place in the third place match against Monsters Inc. But that's going to wrap up our From the Ink Up Week 25 tonight. We thank you so much for all joining us here tonight and all these great teams and amazing games that we had here tonight. Once again,
the horror of Splat Zone's mincemeat. Not mincemeat.
Yes.
That wasn't mincemeat.
And once again, my name is Toma. You can find me at Crested on Twitter. And of course, come to our Discord From the Ink Up and our Twitter to find out when our next tournament will be happening if you want to participate.
Yes, and I've been your other host, Kaiser. Don't follow me on Twitter. I don't post there.
Yes, thanks again, everybody. We hope you have a wonderful night, and thanks for joining us on From the Ink Up.